Hey, what's up, guys? Man, it's getting hot out. So I wanted to, I tend to drive my trucks, even though they're not necessarily roadworthy yet. I do live in the country. I mean, it doesn't sound like it with all that traffic going by, but I do live in a rural area, and nobody really cares if I drive down to the corner store and back. And so I do tend to take the truck out on the road sometimes, and nothing screams pull me over like one taillight and one mud flap. So what I'm going to do is I got these mud flap hangers. I bought them for Marla, and then didn't realize I'd gotten the narrow bolt pattern, and so I ordered the right ones for Marla and just kept these in stock because I knew that this truck would eventually need them, and since it was already missing this mud flap, I was able to size up the bolt pattern. So anyway, what I wanted to do was I wanted to tell you that these come from Amazon. They're about 140 bucks or 179 or something. They're stainless. They're not super great. They're inexpensive, but you know what? For a non-show truck, they'll be fine. So what I want to do today is I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna take this side off. I'm gonna put these mud flap hangers on. I'm gonna clean up underneath them, a little spritz primer so it doesn't rust jack under it, and bolt these on with a little bit of what's that stuff called? A little bit of anti-seize, and put some mud flaps on this truck. And then I'm gonna take this head or this tail light apart, check this bulb out, and check the socket out, and possibly clean it up and put a bulb in there, because this brake light works but this one doesn't. Could be something in the wiring, but it's probably, and I'm just assuming, probably just a bulb. So we'll get that looked at, and we'll get these mud flaps on, and maybe, just maybe, we'll knock them bolts off the fifth wheel and pop that thing off. I doubt it, because I just don't feel like doing that much to the truck. I might, after we do that, I might take off the fenders and clean up the fender mount and get some new fenders, because you want to keep fenders on your truck because it keeps rock chips from beating hell out of the bed or out of the back. So let's just see what we can get done. Let's get this old mud flap off, clean it up, get the new mud flap hangers on and some mud flaps in there, see what kind of stainless fasteners we have, take a look at this brake light wire, loom that one up, and maybe be done with it. Be right back. Hey, what's up, guys? Man, what a nice day it is today. Look at it. Just look at it. But likely what I'll do is just grab these out of there real quick. Okay, and this 18 volt Makita LXT brushless 3/8 drive impact driver, it really gets the job done. I don't know if you guys use Makita or Milwaukee. I didn't really have a preference, but where I was buying my stuff from, that's what they had, and I really did like it, so all of my stuff is Makita. All right, let me grab a little bit of paint. So we just use a little Rust-Oleum, rusty metal primer, and just right where the thing's gonna go. I'm not trying to repaint the truck. Again, these are the same story with aluminum holds true for stainless. If you don't use some sort of lube on these threads, they will gall and weld the nut right to the bolt. So before you even start putting the nuts on and putting any tension on them, you got to use a little bit of anti-seize. And you know, if you can do it without it if you want, but I'm telling you, you will not be happy with the results. And this truck could have used either or, long ones, the widespread or the narrow. I prefer the widespread. I didn't even think about it when I ordered these, and that's how we ended up with them. And when I noticed this truck had both you know what I'm trying to say, when it was drilled for both, I decided just to keep them. Okay, now I'll scoot you back over here. We're going to take this one back off and then clean it up, you know, and then put it back on. Then we'll grab some mud flaps and some stainless fasteners, and we'll stick some mud flaps on it. We got a lot of little stuff to do to this truck, and you know, I'm going to try and do the interior, clean the interior and stuff this week. I got a couple other jobs I want to do. One will it start, possibly two to film on Saturday. Super excited about that. All right, so we just clean it up a little bit. We're just gonna mist in a little, just a little bit of primer. This takes a little bit more on this side because it had been exposed a lot more. But basically the same scenario. We're just putting a little protection behind that thing. Yeah, and then we're going to put a little anti-seize all the way out on the threads, all the way in to the base. Yeah. Okay. And these mud flaps don't hold the wheels on, so you don't have to over tighten them. You know, just remind yourself when you're doing a job like this, hey man, I might have to take these back off. I put some on Marla and I tightened them down. I didn't use any anti-seize, no lubricant. I tightened those nuts on there, and then I needed to take them back off to do something real quick, and the one galled, and so I had to just burn on it with a big impact till it came off, and then just rethread the thing and put a different nut on. It was dumb, and it was just because I was dumb. So let's just give it a gander. Let me see if I got some mats. All right, well, I do have some flaps in stock, but they are short ones, and so they are going to be a little short for this truck, but we're going to use them anyway. Yeah, we're going to use them anyways because short mud flaps are better than no mud flaps. All right, guys, so we're gonna use the bolts that are skosh too long, because I only have skosh too long and skosh too short in stock. So we're gonna need 16 of these washers. I got 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 4. I have 16. That's crazy, isn't it? And so I'll just get these ready to go. And I'll have to order new washers, and then the bolts that are a 1/4 inch shorter. All right, so we're going to just poke out the centers of these. Hopefully you can see me. I don't think you can, because I think you're only looking at that side. Yeah, you can almost see me. So, yeah, you push this up in there, and then you kind of hold it up with your leg. You just kind of try and get this through there, and it doesn't go through very good because that webbing is very, 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 very hard to get through. Oh yeah, that's much nicer. So we're gonna go ahead and, these are pretty good quality flaps. So yeah. Usually I just cut across in them and they go right through, but these are high-end cheap mud flaps. And when I say that, I mean they're just thick. That's all. Nothing special about them, just a little thicker than average. And they smell like Tractor Supply. even though they're not from there. All right, let's do this again now, because my old foot is getting tired of being bent. This time I'll cut those out before I even get the flap close to ready to go in there. All right, 4 nuts, 4 washers. And again, I'm not restoring this truck. I'm going to make this truck able to go out and earn a buck. You know what I mean? And so what that requires is engine, trans, clutch, brakes, tires, wheels, lights, and that's what it's getting. So hope you guys understand the intention, you know. Now what I'll probably do is just leave it right there. Okay. Nice, huh? I like it. I'll have to order some new fasteners because I keep them in stock just for mud flaps. I don't like to use a stainless mud flap hanger and then cram it full of bolts that are going to rust. I'll be right over there to you in a second. Again, these flaps are a little short, but they're what I had. He's heavy. Yep. Man. Grunt. I'm gonna, before I put these on, I'm gonna put a dab of glue on there because I didn't do it on the other side and I'm gonna regret that. We don't gotta have a lot. We do have to have some. Come on now. My fault, I spun it off too far. I didn't fix it. Okay, nice. They both have a little sag just because they were hanging off the table, but for the most part that looks really nice. All right, I'm going to take care of a couple of tools and the fasteners and I'll be back. All right, so mud flaps are on. It's pretty much non-event, but I figured I'd take you with me. And we're just going to pop this taillight open. Get a look at the bulbs and sockets in there. See if we can figure out what exactly is going on. This truck could use some airbags, so we may gather some up. We also need some for Betty. Typical of what I see usually when I open one of these up. There's a couple of wires hanging and non-working bulbs, so, and a bunch of goop in there. So what we're gonna do is knock the goop out of there, put the fasteners in, and we'll get a look at this one. We'll use this one as a comparison. These lights are cheap. Thought I had some, but I don't. So we're just gonna try and get these to work. And if we can't, we'll just order some because they're not super expensive. All right. Oh, look at that! Wow, it's surprising that that thing even works. You know what I mean? Dang, it's awesome. You know, bees will go in wherever they can find a clean, dry place. And if that's in your tail light, then so be it. Now this one's completely different than that one. Yeah, this one's completely different than this one. I don't know what. So this bulb up here doesn't work because it's not plugged in down here. This bulb down here doesn't work because it doesn't have a ground, as far as I know anyway. Looks like this is broken. This should have something on it that this wire would go onto, and there isn't anything that I can see wrong with this bulb. This bulb still looks good. I just don't know. There's no ground, that's for sure, and I don't know how it's supposed to be. I think that there's a piece broken off that this is supposed to be clipped to, and like right in here, and then same for back there. Yeah, that's broke off. So this wire would have went there, and this would have went here. Yeah. So I think what we'll do is we'll just get a set of wires, or a set of lights. Yeah, it's all busted. We'll get a set of these lights and screw them on, and I think they'll work just fine. We'll go on Amazon real quick and see the ones that I ordered before, and bing bang boom, Bob's your uncle. These are Grody 9130s. I'll hit up my light guy first and see if he's got a... The reason why, okay, so the reason why I didn't go with the light guy last time is because, if I remember right, these bolt on. These wires bolt in. Underneath this cover there's a connector, I think. And I guess it doesn't really matter because these are, yeah, this is a cheap one. So even if this one does bolt in, I'm not going to use it. And this one is not a Grody. This one's a cheap no-name, and you can tell because they had to hack the wiring to get it in there instead of just plug it in. But that's fine. So we won't be doing the wires, or we won't be doing the lights today, because I just don't have any. We'll look on Amazon, get a set coming, because you want to have your lights working. If you're out on the road with a truck that's not necessarily roadworthy, things you want to have is lights working and mud flaps to discourage someone from having to pull you over. I mean, if you're out there and you got no mud flap on one side and no lights, no exhaust and no wheels and no tires, and you're just skidding around on the frame, they're going to pull you over. Know what I mean? All right, well, let me get you back here a little bit. We'll close this video for right now. We'll make it a nice short one. All right. All right, guys, that's it for now. We got some mud flaps and hangers on, not the correct mud flaps. We will get some that are about 4 inches longer, and then we'll just swap the flap out. We'll get some lights and get them mounted and wired up, shorten up some of that stuff and clean it up. We still got a bunch of air lines to do, so I might order another roll of 3/8, 5/16, 1/4 inch tubing and some fittings, and we'll pull this fifth wheel off and just run new air lines from the front to the back. It looks like, and I know this is supposed to be a closer, but it looks like there's quite a few. 3, 4, 5, at least 5 that go from all the way up front all the way in the back, and you know, I hate changing those, but that's what we'll do. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see ya.